Larcade Dragneel. Now, we have got some stuff to talk about. I've been waiting for ages for this chapter of Fairy Tail 493 to finally come out, and, well, just look at, like, what happened in this chapter. And, yep, we've got some stuff to talk about that man or that at the end of the chapter, but we better talk about the stuff that happened right at the start now, haven't we? So, Aline immediately took, like, Mira Jane to, like, the next place where she originally was, and it was just like, you know, what's up with these swords? And she was saying, like, oh, it seems you showed my children quite a bit of affection, how nice of you. And she's just like, what on earth is with this power? It's beyond terrifying. And just immediately she just activates the sword's powers, and so with a Haikyu, she's able to like use like all the wraps around her with all the vines. And then what we saw with Juliet, that she's actually able to use with them, she's able to like make the whole acid burn around, and she's like literally burning like acid alongside Mira Jane's body, and she's just like, I'm not gonna let you have like a swift, easy death and all that. And it's like, I'll make that beautiful white, silky skin and make it so unsightly that you'd look nothing but a worn-out rag. And it's like, you'll be nothing but a lump of rotting meat that would make everyone avert their eyes. And just August is looking at this. It's just like, you know, really, do you have to make this the most like your habits of yours like uncovered, like, to say the least? And she's like, oh, like, Lord August, it's so good to see you again. Oh, and little Brandish as well. You've grown so much, I'd hardly recognize you. And she's just like, hi. And he's just saying this. It's just like, you're like torturing someone right now. You're not exactly making yourself like look the great. And we also got confirmation as well, exactly with August, like as well as he is the general out of all of the Sragans. That kind of makes a lot of sense that he was exactly like, since he is the strongest next to Aline, although she's very disobedient, although he's like more like, you know, I'm going to use all the tactics and all that, I'm going to use this in a smart way and all that, and he's like, what the fuck was you using Universe 1, like, without the Majesty's permission and all that, and it's like, Aline, she's pretty much being kind of legit, Acnologia was in front of my fucking face. Like, I would use anything to get out with that situation. Although mine would be invisibility magic, so I can cower and piss myself behind a rock. So I don't have to deal with Acnologia anymore, because that fucking dragon terrifies me. And then it's just like, besides, you can't criticize me, August, and all that. I managed to send like his Majesty straight to Fairy Tail. I drove them away, and you don't have a right at all to criticize me. And it's just like, you know, look, right now we got the decision of me like that, the general, the 12 Spriggans and all that. There'll be no compromises and all that. The 12 of us shall gather at the convene like at His Majesty's side. And she's like, oh, I don't want to though. And you just literally see these two fucking like just staring each other off, like we're gonna have like an actual face-off between the two, and just literally Brandish is there gulping, like just going, okay, yeah, maybe I might want to step back from here, since these two want to go out like animals. I'll let you save face on this occasion, but that being said, I'm gonna finish off the little girl and all that, who put her hands against my beloved children. I won't compromise on, and just literally August just blows a hole in her fucking chest. Just straight up, and she's just like, I pierced her heart. I assume that will suffice with you. And she's literally like, spoil sport and all that, and it's just like, oh, I'm so moved by your kindness and how unbefitting of the one called Calamity. And this is where, you know, like a lot of people were thinking like, oh my god, Mira, like, this is what we got in the spoilers. Everyone was thinking, oh my god, Mira's dead now, and I was like, no. There are possible scenarios in this case and all that. One is that she takes the fucking hit, or that like Brandish lowers it. And what happened in the spoilers, well, I said it right, is that yeah, that Brandish made the wound smaller, so it was happening. And it was that, I guess this was maybe her last act of kindness towards Fairy Tail. Like, she clearly seemed like she wants to follow with August. Maybe she still is having second thoughts, but then again, like, look what she had to do against her, you know, like, you know, the one that she feels as her grandpa, August. That whilst we had that though, we finally got a little bit of the resolution between the whole thing that we saw with Angel, like, slash Shirano, and then Yukino as well, from what we saw with her. And they're saying, you know, you're my big sister though, like she's great, and she's like, I don't have a little sister and all that. It's just like, and she just starts breaking down, like, I've been searching for you all these years, and those terrible people took us away when we was little and all that. You, my one and only sister, are like, this is the solo purpose of me just coming back and all that. And like, you know, I would even turn back time and say, no matter what and all that, you always protected me, and I loved you more than anything. And it's like all that Angel says, and this is kind of a little bit upsetting hearing this. I was like, why, like, you know, you've got the wrong person. It's just like, why are you saying such a cruel thing? And it's just like, you don't have like an evil felon for a sister. My sister has been like living her life as a proper human being like that, and she can't get mixed up with her sister that's committed so many sins, committed like unforgivable crimes, and she just starts breaking down. It's just like, it'll for all my sins to ever atone for, I'm coming back and give my little sister the biggest hug in the world. And just, I was like, oh, it's just like, you're seeing Angel there, and you're just like, oh, like, that was adorable. Like, coming from that, I was like, oh, like, I'm really glad this is something that's finally getting addressed, because this was, like, something that was left in the open since the Grand Magic games, like, since we saw this, and I was like, oh, like, this is something that, you know, like, has been left around for a very long time, and, you know, we're finally having a little bit of, like, kind of development for, like, you know, and, like, also as well, with Angel as well. I was like, that's a nice little thing to, like, happen, like, how, like, throughout all of that, it's just saying, yeah, like, just, like, knowing that she's alive right now is enough for me. It's like, you know, I'm like, maybe I've just warned all that, maybe they're gonna come back as a family. And weirdly enough, like, Lizada literally somehow just straight up just finds Mira, like, you know, Mira just straight away, and she's like, oh my god, my sister's dead, oh Jesus Christ. And I, like, yeah, right under the boob, like, let's do a little boob shot. I'm like, wow, really, hero like that? I love you, bastard, but, you know, really? And it's just like, my wound was made smaller, and it was just like, yeah, like, literally, yeah, that's the problem and all that. And it's like, did anyone really think Mira was just going to get killed off like that? Like, coming from there, it's just like, we knew that Brandish, like, that was probably going to be her last little thing for, like, Fairy Tail, saying, look, I'm going to do that, unless, like, she's still fighting with those feelings inside of there, saying, like, you know, regardless of what, like, it wasn't, if she thinks that it wasn't Lucy, but like, then again, like, you had someone like that piece of shit Mess, so literally, we wouldn't have this scenario if it wasn't the fucking Mess. Like that, like, the general is the one calling the shots, and you fucked up by literally pissing on the shoes of the general. You don't do that, and now, like, Mira knows the information that the 12 are gathering. This is a problem, and the ending of the chapter is literally, we've got Demaria tied up and beaten up like a fucking dog, and two of the guys are like, oh, we can just dispose of her, and they literally just start glowing, and their souls just seem like they're in ecstasy, and just, that motherfucker right there, let the white souls ascend to the heavens and be free, and it's just like, Demaria, I've come for you. Now, fucking Larcade Dragneel, holy shit. Now, whatever you pronounce his name like that, because there's like two pronunciations, sorry, there's Rahkeid and there's Larcade, like that, like there's two ones, like every time, like, since the Crunchyroll official version has called him Larcade like that, the same thing has been said with, like, Aline, it's actually Irene, like that, although let's just say it's a little bit of a confusion, all that, I know, like, saying Aline anyway, like, coming into it. I like, for the whole time of this conversation, and probably, like, as well, titles and stuff like that, I'm going to describe him as Larcade, but the final Spriggan is a Dragneel. I, like, literally losing my shit when I found out about this, and I'm just like, oh my fucking god, like, Jesus Christ. I was losing it when I was like, no, that has to be fake, that no. What is fucking, like, you know, what is he doing here? Like that, and if it's the correct thing and all that, like, which it isn't Rahkeid, it's Larcade, like that, and it's like, is he Aetherius, like, the same as Natsu? So, a lot of people have been saying, like, you know, it's been coming up with that, and it is Aetherius Larcade Dragneel, E.L.D, and then people are, well, that doesn't make, like, E.N.D or anything, no. But what does E.L.D have with? Elder. So, this is where people are drawing a line, so, this is Elder Dragneel, where it's like, this must be the older brother or the father. And the question is about him is like, we can clearly see by the tattoos, he has a Spriggan tattoo, he has something clearly on his neck like that, and like, a lot of people have like been drawing it as a pendant. I think that's a ring, and we don't know if that's the ring of the mother, like, of his mother or not. The thing is, like, though, with him, like, and it's the problem with Fairy Tail, and a lot of, it's not just Fairy Tail, but it's just a lot of Japanese series in general, is that they draw a lot of characters that are old, with the exception of maybe August, like that, when they're in the 40s or 50s or something like that. You can't tell how old they actually are. You can't tell, like, their age. Like he looks like he's in his 20s. Like, we don't know, and Natsu's, like, 18, 19, like, in the series, so, like, we don't know, like, if he's the older brother, like, of Natsu and Zereth, or we don't know if he's the father or not. That's the question. But all we can tell is that there was a lot of people that were kind of drawing like a line with it. It's like, you know, he's got the cross on his back, clearly he has some sort of holy / angelic magic. That's why he was with Bradman, that's why he was with Eileen, because they made up the whole thing about, like, you know, we had Eileen there who could control the earth, we had Bradman that could control the underworld, now we've got someone that can control the heavens / angels, like, and now we're wondering, is, like, he was just able to just get people like that, so is he, like, you know, what is he? Is he, like, an angel slayer? Like, is this, like, some new kind of thing that we haven't seen like that? Because if we're seeing devil slayers, then what is, like, you know, there is a chance that he might be an angel slayer. He might be, like, something of that level. It's just, like, this halo, you know, like, the way how he's being described about that, the white Dragneel is, like, this man is something, alright? And it's, like, wow, like, I know a lot of people wasn't expecting another Dragneel. The only time we was ever expecting a Dragneel to be mentioned that isn't like Natsu or like Zerathor was mentioning the father and the mother at some time. At the moment, we like the only clue I think we have is like if he's a Therius and all that. From what I have to guess that he is, the E.L.D. is gotta stand for Elder. Like that's gotta be like the Elder Dragneel, like where it's like he must be the elder brother or the elder of the family. So like, you know, I was making up the joke like literally like when I was in the spoilers. It was like, what's next? OCD, like OTD, like, you know, like everything, like bring out all the like fucking Dragneels into it. And it's just like that's a way to bring up like the last Spriggan. I can definitely tell you that. And now that they're all going to be gathering up, seemingly that we're going to be having Demaria back in the fight now, which is like, I mean, she had I feel like she had a solid fight, so maybe she can get another round on there. I'm looking forward to seeing like what exactly is going to be happening with that, and that we can get maybe more of an explanation between her relationship and also as well Brandish's one, since that was something that was kind of hinted at for a while. So I'm wondering, like, you know, what's exactly their whole thing. But like, I think the only ones that we're probably not like Bradman is like completely gone. I don't know if we're going to see Agil again. Like, I don't know if we're going to see the guy that Urza fought and Jalal fought against, that motherfucker with, like, the memory magic stuff that we saw, like, there. But, like, apart from that, like, pretty much I think, like, most of the Spriggans are, like, going to come back in some way like that. And also when the one Larcus fought, he literally got broken up into fucking bits. So, yeah. So, out of the moment, it looks like around about 9 of the Spriggans are around about there, but, like, I'm not probably thinking of some of them. If we're not getting interested in that, then there's 7 or 6 or so. So, yeah, we're still, like, some of the Spriggans are still out of commission, but then you've got Rahkeid, you've got fucking Eileen, August, Brandish, Demaria is probably gonna, like, be coming back as well. Like, you know, we've got some, like, scenario there, so like on the part that we've got the whole stuff coming in with no one saw like anything with like Rookie like being like the last part of like anything that we saw there, like, and don't forget we still got Intel in there. We've got Jacob that's taken out, which I don't think Jake is going to be coming back like that. And, you know, Wall is, like, I think he's done all that. And then, we still, the only, like, big question right now is, like, the Serena stuff, which I know a lot of people say, oh, he's dead and all that, he's dead. You know, we see Fairy Tail, like, get off the death, so I wouldn't be surprised if this motherfucker comes off with the death as well. So, you know, we'll have to wait and see, but I think everyone should have saw them from a mile away that, like, the whole thing with, like, Mira, like that, like, she wasn't going to die, like, although I would say, like, you literally in the same chapter you find out her fate, but I don't know, like, I think, like, would people be a lot more pissed if it was something that was kept around? Like, it's the same thing, I guess, with the Gargiel thing, where, like, yeah, the Gargiel thing was too soon to, like, come back with, but the biggest question with that, though, is, like, would people be more pissed if, like, Mira literally came back next chapter, and this happened? Like, I don't know, but regardless of what, I think I can see that, and it still shows that, you know, like, there's kindness in Brandish's heart, that she still has feelings for the Fairy Tail and all that, and what they stand for. So that might be a thing that might get in the way later on in the series, but, like, there's just so much stuff that we can say about the creator. It's just, like, I've already done a theory on him already, and I'm like, oh my god, oh god. So I'm going to end off there. Fucking, then, I love this chapter. I think this is the best chapter we've had in a very fucking long time. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below what you thought about this chapter. But that's all from me. Thank you much for watching as always. And I'll see you guys, though, next time.